Hi, how you doing? Today, I know I said I wasn't going to do any baking until the fall. Well, it's coming into fall, and I went to the grocery store yesterday and I saw blueberries that were too hard not to buy. Now, as you're going to see in a lot of my videos, I have trouble making pie crusts, especially gluten-free ones, the rolling and everything like that. So I came up with alternatives such as a nut crust and a crust made out of Chex Mix. And today I'm going to do a blueberry crisp, gluten-free, dairy-free. Here's the blueberries. It's 5 to 6 cups of blueberries. Now you wash them. You pick over them to make sure there's no stems left on them or any discolored ones that are maybe shrunk down and don't look good. These were awesome. There was nothing wrong with them. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these, and this is going to be our base for our crisp. We're going to take the juice from 1 lemon, and it came out to almost 1/4 of a cup. We're going to put that in there. And then the zest of a lemon. And you make sure on your little zester thing here which way you're going to go, because they're sharp. It's sharp the way you want to zest. And you just start rolling it around in your hand all the way. You don't want to get the white skin underneath, so don't go crazy on one spot. And just keep going around. Get the ends, get the sides. There's going to be stuff underneath. I see part that I didn't zest yet. You can tell by the white parts on your lemon. Okay, I think that's enough. And I took a squeezer, and I squeezed my lemon for the juice, because my hands I can't do other things, so I use my zester. And what I do is I cut it. I use my squeezer. What I do is cut it in slices like this, and it makes it easier for me to squeeze. If I just cut it in half, put it down in there, it would be hard for me to squeeze. Anyway. Now we need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You can use tapioca starch, arrowroot. Unfortunately, I thought I'd bought tapioca, but I couldn't find it today, so I'm going to use cornstarch. 2 tablespoons of that. And what that is a thickener, so when it cooks, it's going to thicken up for you. And then you mix it up to get that cornstarch distributed through your berries. Just like this. And of course your zest and your lemon juice. Oops. Okay, then you set this to the side. We're going to start on, yeah, that's me. We're going to start on our crisp. And what I got here is 3/4 cup of almond meal. Now, almond meal I never heard of before until I became gluten-free. And I've enjoyed putting it in certain things, like I put it in my nut crust to kind of bring it together. And you keep it in your refrigerator. I get it from Bob's Red Meal. It's almond meal. And it's naturally gluten-free. Take it from me. I've never seen one that had gluten in it, but still read your labels. And the oats, I got 3/4 cup of oats. Bob's again. Make sure it says gluten-free on it, because they are not all naturally gluten-free. Your Bob's and your Arrow Mills make regular flour, and then they make their gluten-free. So if you pick it up at the grocery store, don't think you automatically have gluten-free flour. And I got 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. You can use maple syrup, any kind of sweetener you want. And on top of that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of coconut. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. I wanted a little bit more sweetener than the brown sugar. So I also sprayed my little cup before I put the honey in it so it would slide right out. And then I want to add 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now most of your recipes call for cinnamon, just a teaspoon of cinnamon. But I bought this last year, the pumpkin pie spice, and I'm getting ready for the fall season. I want to get a new one. And the more you let it sit on your shelves, depletes the flavoring. Now also I want to add a teaspoon of banana extract. Now most people put vanilla. I'm going to be risky like always. Didn't know this wasn't open. And I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to use banana. I think I'm going to use half a teaspoon because it's pretty strong. There we go. Okay, also I have a stick of butter. Now this is dairy-free butter. It's plant-based country crock butter made out of olive oil. You can use coconut oil. And I kind of increased it to 1/2 cup from 1/4 cup. So I'm not going to dump the whole thing in at once. Also I want to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to say my pinch is about 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm going to do a pinch and a half. You'll learn that as you go along. And now we're going to start mixing up our sweeteners and our oats with the almond flour, just to get it mixed around. And I'm going to start adding my butter. I think I'm going to do half. This goes on the top. I've seen some that they make their crisp with the bottom layer and the top layer. I don't know. I think that's too much for me. And then I'm going to need some more butter. Again, I'm not adding all of it. There's still a little bit left. Still a little bit dry, but I think it's coming together. And they say to get your hand down in there. Mix it with your hand. And I'm going to use a glove. These gloves come in handy for things you don't want to touch. Like sometimes I don't want to touch my meatloaf mix. Sometimes I just don't dig it. So I'm going to start bringing this together with my hand. Another thing is the glove stops is because there's honey in it, it doesn't stick all over your hands. Because you're going to take your hand and put this on top of your... I don't think I'm going to need any more butter. I think it's moist enough. Okay. Now we take a 13 by 9 baking dish. Oh, I forgot my nuts. Walnuts. I chopped up some walnuts. We like walnuts. You can use pecans. You can use almonds. You can use cashews if you want, or even pistachios. Be risky. Do crazy things, but make sure that I've had some dud recipes from being risky. So just be careful that the flavors will go together. Okay, now we'll bring our pan over. We're going to put our blueberries in there. Thing's heavy. There we go. Oh, it fell on the floor. I'm just going to use my hand to get the rest of the cornstarch out of there. Mix it up with your hand. Don't be afraid of it. Now I'm going to crumble my crisp over the top. Now a lot of people make an 8x8 pan. Of course I should have, because there's only 2 of us here. But you know what? It's going to get eaten. This is going to be breakfast for a while. Don't be afraid to play with your food. Sometimes that's the fun of it. You get to swish it around, cover it up, make sure it's all distributed. Corners, sides. Okay, now this is going to bake in a 350 oven for 50 minutes. I'm going to put it on a baking sheet with some foil on the baking sheet, because berries have a tendency to run over the side of the pan. So just be cautious. You don't want a bad cleanup in your oven. And we'll come back in about 50 minutes and show you what it looks like and how to eat it. It's done. You need to let it cool down. And as you can see, it didn't boil over, but this is a precaution that you take on a lot of your dishes that can boil over, like potato gratins and stuff like that. They have a tendency to boil over. Anyway, I'm going to get a couple spoonfuls out of here. Put them on a plate. And here's my toppings. Breyers came out with a lactose-free vanilla ice cream. But remember, lactose-free is not dairy-free. So if you can tolerate it, this is a good product. I can't tolerate a lot of dairy, so this is another product. It's called Cocoa Whip. It's by So Delicious, dairy-free. And this is awesome. It's like Cool Whip. It's like when you had Cool Whip. And excuse me, because it's kind of hard to get off of here. And I'm going to take a spoonful of this, put it over the top. Wonderful. Now I'm going to try to taste it. It might not be, because it's still hot. I think the coconut added to the crispness of it. Crispness. The nuts are awesome. The creamy topping. I'm glad I baked on a hot day. Message: support your local farmers. Right now they have farmer markets. They're selling corn, tomatoes, green beans, everything like that. Please support them. They need the money right now because of the fact of the pandemic and sales going down. So please support your local, not only the farmers, but your local businesses. See you the next time. Bye.